it's probably the easiest way to sum it up, I guess, would be going from literally just an average college student, like kind of no one really knows your name, and then like a month later being this rock star celebrity. Everyone knows your name, everyone recognizes you, takes photos like with you, wants your autograph and everything. And just like also whatever 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I was on Copacabana Beach, like taking in the sun in tropical Rio, and then like 2 weeks ago, I was on NC State's campus in a wildlife management class, like taking notes, and just the transition from there to here has just been really fast, really quick, like, and then just polar opposites. Yep. So I actually own almost 1% of a year in Springfield of days. So I have March 18th is the original Ryan Held Day for my high school achievements, and then September 2nd is the Illinois statewide Ryan Held Day presented by Governor Bruce Rauner, and then September 3rd is the second Ryan Held Day presented by Mayor Langfelder. So I have 3 days in Springfield, Illinois right now. I did. I also, yep, got a key to the city. That was really cool. It's like, I don't know, about whatever, a yard long. I also received a flag that flew over the state capitol for a little bit, and a little certificate that says something around the lines like that. And then I got a few other miscellaneous letters from the Illinois treasurer, Illinois secretary, and then just a few other letters from miscellaneous Illinois senators and representatives. Oh, it's so cool. 'Cause like just 2 months ago, I was that kid looking up to my idols of Michael Phelps, Nathan Adrian, Florent Manodou, a French swimmer, and I would have been like totally inspired by them, and it's so cool for me to be in that role, like telling those little kids that like you can do it and whatnot. Because now that I have a voice, I have like this kind of like presence. People just take my word for as truth. Like beforehand, like I could say it, like you can do anything, but they'd be like, that's just Ryan, he's just trying to be nice. But now that I'm Olympian, it's like they just take my word to be true. This year, our team goals are to be reigning ACC champs, so that'll be the third time. We want to get top 3 at NCAAs, and then my personal goals is, I want to win ACC Swimmer of the Year, and then I want to I want to get 7 top 3 performances at NCAAs. So that means my 3 individuals and then 4 relays to all be top 3 in the NCAAs. Nah, not at all. That was true, genuine emotion, and then just as soon as we got off the podium, Caleb Dressel started breaking down too, and because it was so new and so real for us too, because we were obviously the 2 rookies, that it was like just genuine emotion, like just true tears of joy, pride, and just kind of realizing we did it. Like this is the Olympics, this is the gold medal. So I think being a Boy Scout, especially during these hard competitions, I think that really, really helped me because it gave me a mental break. A lot of athletics, I kind of have this kind of brainwash with you need to practice practice these many hours a day, for no breaks, whatever. You must do this sport all the time. And I think scouting really offered a good mental break. So it would turn out that I would miss some Friday afternoon practices or and then the weekend practices, but it's I wasn't just staying at home. I was outdoors, hiking, camping, fishing, rock climbing. I was being active, and I think that just gave me enough mental break from the pool, from the same people I've always been around, and and I got to be with different people in a new environment, new setting, and I think that just really helped me a lot. Because then I'd go back to Monday afternoon fresh, ready to go. Let's come on, I'm ready to start the swimming week again. And then I think being an Eagle Scout has really helped me. It's just, there's just so many positive qualities of being a Boy Scout. Because, you know, you have to do the Eagle required merit badges. You have to learn personal finances, personal health, family life, emergency preparedness. Then there's citizenship in the community, citizenship in the world, citizenship in the nation, and then first aid, just like all like great skills to have. And I think it just made me more of like a worldly person. So I understood like really just kind of governments, national governments, international governments. I mean, I learned like how to treat bee stings, how to treat burns, and then also to like looking at a map and finding which way is north, how high this mountain is, like through topography, how far roughly it is from where I am. And I think that just helped me become this kind of more well-rounded person that I think sometimes swimming really couldn't offer you. So I think that's how Boy Scouting has really changed me. So it actually just happened to be the three guys that I looked up to probably the most, or it just happened to be the three guys I swam against. So I looked up to Vlad Morozov, Florent Manadou, and James Magnuson. Vlad Morozov, fastest NCAA split with like 17.7 for USC a couple years ago. Florent Manadou is just the overall best sprinter in the world right now, just huge, powerful. James Magnuson was the reigning world champ, and he got silver in London by .01 to Nathan. So just kind of background information. And then to finally like meet those guys, it was a little weird because, you know, like I was so excited to meet those guys, but then once I got there and after the race, it was like I kind of thought to myself, I was like, you know, we're not really idols to each other anymore. We're more equals. So I really didn't like kind of fangirl over meeting Flo or Vlad or James. I just kind of like treated them just like other competitors. And Flo, leading up to Olympics, Florent Manadou was the background of my phone for the longest time. Like I always looked at the photo, kind of got a little inspired to train a little harder here and there. But then, yeah, once we met each other, it was like okay, like nice to meet you. Let's move on. On to the next competition. So swimming was at such weird times. So it was 12 to 2 and then 10 to midnight. So like when I was done swimming, I would wake up for breakfast at around 11. So it was a little weird. It was a little difficult to get to a session because like at 11, that session was already ending. They were kind of coming back. And we had a team meeting every night at 6. That was mandatory. And that was kind of right in the peak time of when other sessions would be going on. So you could maybe like squeeze in like a quick session of some other sport, but it was pretty difficult. But thankfully, swimming is the top 3 sports at the Olympics. So other athletes came to us to watch. So yeah, one night I was standing shoulder to shoulder with DeAndre Jordan. Other side of him was Kevin Durant. And it was so cool because we treated each other like athletes. We treated each other as equals. We didn't idolize. I didn't idolize him, ask him for a photo or oh my gosh, you play for the Clippers, you're so cool. We just had a casual conversation about swimming, basketball, the Olympic life, and I think that was just really cool. It kind of stress relief for him too, because he deals with media, fans all the time, and then just to have someone just with a normal conversation, I think that he really appreciated that. I had dinner with Ricky Fowler and Bubba Watson. Those were both 2 awesome, cool guys. Loved talking with them, really supportive, really interested in what I had to say about the swimming, and I was interested in the golf. And then you just have miscellaneous elevator rides. So you'd hop in the elevator, there'd be Simone Biles in there, and just kind of hey, how'd you do? I did great. Good luck tomorrow. Or you would go in and just see really just kind of other high quality athletes in the elevator, have a little 20-second conversation about that. Oh, it was awesome. So, before Anton, who's a swimmer my age, junior at NC State, and he swims for Denmark. Before his 400, because he was the first event of pretty much of the Olympics, of the meet, and he was just a little nervous, like kind of had anxiety for the race, and like two of us, his other teammate Sorendal also for Denmark, and then me, we went over to him and we just kind of talked, took his mind off swimming, and just relaxed, because it was a really comfortable environment, because he knew us two, and you can just kind of chill out for a minute and then like get ready to race. And then the same thing for me, like I was super nervous for my night swim, like just like could not sit still, like just too fidgety. Anton came over to me and like we just kind of talked and hung out, and then that really kind of calmed the nerves because kind of really of swimming on the biggest stage and probably the biggest swim of my life so far, and just having them being there to kind of calm me, help me, just take my mind off swimming was a really positive benefit. Like it's kind of hard to say, because like what kid doesn't say he wants to go to the Olympics and win a gold medal? But I kind of had like that same thing. Like I always said I wanted to go to the Olympics, win a gold, but I never truly believed it. I was good for a central Illinois community. Put me outside like against the Chicago kids, I would get like lapped. So I was never really like truly good until I came here, and then I got developed and kind of like the coaches molded me into this like elite sprinter that I am. So it kind of became a reality, like maybe I could. Last year at U.S. Open in San Antonio, Texas, where I swam a 49.1, and like at the Olympic trials, they typically only take 2 swimmers, but in the 100 free, they take 6. So the top 2 and then the next 4 for the morning relay alternates and whatnot. And so I knew, and like the 6th place in 2012 was like 48.7 or something. So I knew I was close. So like it put me 16th in the country at that with the 49.1. So I knew I was close. It could be done. And then from that point on, I trained like I wanted to be that top 6 person. Beforehand, like I don't know, I would kind of save up on some sets, not give it my all, but then realizing how close I could be to making the Olympic team, like totally changed my mindset in practice. And like the coaches, my other teammates noticed that I was like trying harder, I was lifting heavier, just like being more of a team leader, more vocal and everything, and just wanting to be on that Olympic team. So I think it totally changed me from realizing where I was to where I could be. So actually, I've only seen the replay of the relay once or twice, because in Rio, all the videos are blacked out. And so I couldn't watch them on YouTube or like NBC.com because they wanted you to like go to the venues and watch it yourself. So I actually didn't watch it until on Sunday when I watched it on my parents' recording. And that was like the first time I saw the replay of the NBC commentators. And of course, it gave me like chills and goosebumps when I rewatched it. That was actually the last time. That's like the one and only time I've seen my replay. Mm-hmm. But I've watched the NBC. I've watched my trials replay like probably 50 times already. I would love to swim. I'd love to swim in Tokyo 2020, and then if the Olympics gets decided to be placed in LA, I would love to swim in 2024 in LA. Like kind of like America, swim in America's, have the stands packed with Americans, because it was really cool. So every time a Brazilian swimmer came out for finals, the stadium would almost like start shaking because people were stomping their feet, like whooping and hollering, and the places got so much louder for a Brazilian swimmer than any other country. And I would love that if it was for a United States swimmer in the United States.